If you've ever thought to yourself, man, modern music sucks, this video is for you. Hello everybody, welcome to Josh Dell'Aria's Musical Escapades. My name is Josh Dell'Aria, and I am totally committed to finding the best of the least known music in the world. Which I'm sure leads you guys to find some pretty awesome and awkward stuff too. And I know some of you guys have asked me the question, where do you get all this music? In all honesty, the truth about that is that it's really a lot of hard work, because producers nowadays, it's so expensive to invest in music that producers don't even want to bother investing in an artist unless they know they can get a return on investment. And so, therefore, the only way that they'll know they'll get a return on investment is if they put out an artist whose music is familiar to you, who sounds very similar to whatever else you've heard. Therefore, pretty much all the music that's being made today is the same as what you've heard over the last couple of years. And unfortunately, in this time and age right now, most of that music has been pretty headbanging music that's going to blast your eardrums until they're broken. This also probably gets you guys all tired of the music that's on the radio these days, because you know what it's going to be like, and there's no joy of finding something different that can come out of listening to the radio. I know that this is what drives people to say, there's no more hope for music these days, I'll just listen to the classics because I know they were great. Unfortunately, that's where you're missing out. There's nothing wrong with listening to the classics. I listen to the classics every so often, they're great. But the truth is, there are so many classics that are being created today. You just don't hear about them because they're not as well publicized. And I understand that you wouldn't want to take that time to go and dig for all the music that's out there and have to go out and try to find all these different artists that you have never heard of before and all that sort of stuff. I love doing that personally, but I know that's not everybody's thing. Now, in all honesty, I could use this as an opportunity to tell you that you should just pay attention to my channel, but that'd be doing a disservice to you guys. I have to get the inspiration from somewhere too. I don't hear all these songs just out of the blue. So let me give you guys a couple suggestions on where you can find some of this awesome music. First of all, pay close attention to the public radio stations in your area. Many of them are listener funded, and so therefore they're actually free from having to play all the music that the commercial or so-called mainstream radio stations are playing. And so that actually allows them to play whatever music they like, or more likely what they will do is they'll actually play a lot of the music that their listeners like. There might also be an independent radio station in your area, which a lot of those radio stations get a lot of support from local business and local advertising, and so they actually feed a lot of money back into whatever town you live in, and that can actually be a really good way of giving back to the community where you live as well. Lastly, there are a lot of independent radio shows or independent music shows in the form of podcasts and YouTube channels as well. For instance, I mentioned, I think a couple of times, the Appetizer Radio Show. There's also a channel I found recently called Indie Folk Central on YouTube that features a lot of new folk and indie music. And another one that I found too was the After 8 Radio Show on iTunes. So there's a couple, I'll provide links to all those in the description, but there's a couple of suggestions for you. So what I'd like each of you, my viewers, to do is to go on to one of these kinds of sites. It doesn't have to be one of the ones that I mentioned, but just any of these kinds of sites or music programs, and just listen to a couple of songs. And if you like anything, email me about it. Right in this email address down here, if I can point properly. Josh Dell'Aria's Musical Escapades at gmail.com. And just tell me what you like about it. A lot of those also will have a sort of theme behind them, kind of like a mission that guides them. Thank you all for watching this video, and until next time, go listen to some great music.